Admittedly, we're kind of in this weird place with Call of Duty right now, because on one hand, we have Black Ops Cold War that just launched as of last week, with another map coming later this week in the way of Nuketown. But on the other hand, we have Modern Warfare and subsequently Warzone that are still going and actually has a season coming to a close as of what the in-game timer states is tomorrow. So while it's a good time to be a COD fan for sure, with so much having just happened and still more potentially on the way, what's the story with it? Because today I want to talk to you about the prospect of Season 7 for Modern Warfare and why now it might not be exactly what all these clues have led up to for the last couple of months. With this, we're going to take a quick little break with the Cold War content and return to it shortly. But the mystery that is Season 7 poses a lot of questions. So that's what we're going to discuss here in this video. As we go along, let me know your thoughts down below. Are you looking forward to a theoretical Season 7 here within Modern Warfare? Are you moved on fully to Cold War? Are you exclusively playing Warzone? Whatever the case, let me know below. As well, if you are new to the channel, do be sure that subscribe button is on that road to 400,000 subscribers, and we'll keep you up to date with all things Black Ops Cold War, Warzone, and Modern Warfare where applicable. So if you'd like to join the community, I'd love to have you. That said, let's talk about the fabled Season 7 for Modern Warfare. Now, like we mentioned, we're right on the edge of Season 6 with the timer ending actually as of tomorrow. By the time you watch this video, there's not even a day left on the timer for the Battle Pass in Season 6. So first things first, while we're still relatively in the dark for what happens next from any official capacity, if you haven't quite finished your Battle Pass, your ranks, your officer challenges, maybe take some last second time to do so, because if it's like any other seasonal turnovers, that stuff will be going away as of tomorrow. So things like that Battle Pass progression wouldn't be able to make any more strides towards unlocking more items from this current season. Things like your rank may be reset as well. So to avoid any of that stuff, if you're not where you want to be, maybe take some time today to play around with that and get a little closer. But if all things do go accordingly, we've talked about it before, there's still plenty of things that we haven't seen just yet. And there's even items that within the last couple of weeks have been added into the game files. Stuff that isn't just legacy code, but has been added in as brand new items, even when we knew that Modern Warfare would be winding down. Things like weapons that were pulled from data miner BK Tor, such as the Scorpion Evo, the Makarov pistol, and an LMG, which I don't think has been identified anywhere that I've seen footage of this. Could be something new, it could just be something that's eluded those that have seen it, the actual proper name of it. But as always, that stuff I can leave in the description below if you guys want to check it out a little further. Stuff like this, data mined content, is all intellectual property of Activision and Infinity Ward still, so unfortunately we can't put it up on screen for you. But 3 weapons have been found and progressed since the Season 6 update, indicating that they are coming at some point. As of recently as well, the map of Kill House was introduced in the game files as well, in which that's something that logically makes sense because there is a Kill House recreation in Warzone, so it is something that the assets could be there already, but it is something that this was entirely redone for an MP fashion, not necessarily just that small square section out by Arklov military base in Warzone. We've also talked about how there are files pointing towards Soap's introduction within Modern Warfare, and there's been a couple of different items in small cosmetics that have been included in bundles, seen in battle passes, and everything like that, that kind of point towards Soap inevitably coming. Whether or not he does or not, whether he is completed as of this time of when this Season 7 in air quotes happens, we don't know, but there's been progress over the last couple of months that indicate more items for Soap actually being in there as well. New intel missions are likely going to be coming because those have actually dropped off the face of the earth here as the last couple of weeks. We saw those normally released on a bi-weekly basis, in which every 2 weeks you'd get new intel missions that progress the storyline of Warzone and the background of it a little further. Now, as of Season 6, I want to say Reloaded, that update that went live the week before the launch of Haunting of Verdansk, that introduced a couple of things on the back end that showed us where we'd be going with the intel missions. They're already there in the files, but they're just not live for everybody. And they do point towards a drastic ramp up in terms of new things coming, in which we have a clear-cut reference of an island off the coast of Verdansk, referencing Rebirth Island, which is, as we've talked about, that new Warzone experience coming with DLC 1 on December 10th for Black Ops Cold War and subsequently Warzone once that integration happens. So these intel missions may have been a little bit staggered and maybe introduced here with the next update for Modern Warfare to kind of position themselves to lead up to that point. So it's very possible we see those as well. It's been talked about by some of the lead artists within Infinity Ward that new shop updates are coming with new items, and even devs have mentioned that there are changes coming in relation to bugs and other items as well that require an update. So this stuff all points to what we'd normally consider a seasonal launch, right? I mean, all this kind of stuff culminating into one singular point, which could be the end of when this battle pass happens. But that's where things get incredibly tricky and incredibly weird, I guess, because yes, we do have this stuff coming to a head, but we also saw that we just had a COD launch. And if we have all of this stuff happening, isn't it strange that we haven't seen any sort of promotion yet for Season 7? Not a single shred on an official capacity. The most we have to talk about are these leaks, which are still unconfirmed. Maybe they just happen, again, randomly dropped over the course of the next couple of months. This is where the fork in the road kind of happens, because up until this point, or at least up until the last week or so, people have relatively thought that, okay, we're just going to see it jump right into a Season 7. And that is still definitely possible, because on one hand, perhaps tomorrow we get a full blog post, an update and everything rolling out, giving us all the information that we normally have for a new season. That is quite possible. But what I also wonder is if this theoried Season 7 isn't going to be a season of its own, or at least a season that we think of as to how we've seen them in the first 0 to 6. Because post-year 1 support content drops in the past haven't really always followed a new season. I mean, Black Ops 4 Operation Dark Divide is still happening right now, but we saw a little bit of updates that happened after the launch of Modern Warfare, but not with a new season rollover. Those sort of just minor updates have happened. But also that time window in which we have to work with before the Season 1 integration between Warzone, Modern Warfare, and Black Ops Cold War as of December 10th, that's a small window of time here. That's only a couple of weeks at this point. So this all really just makes me start to wonder. And of course, within the next 24 to 36 to 48 hours, we may have all the answers up on deck, but it's just really weird right now, to which my thinking slightly changes. Right now, because there still are so many unanswered questions, so many variables that could change up everything that we know of how content is distributed within Modern Warfare, I think that I see this going one of 3 different ways. Number 1, Season 7 as we know it happens. It's a full-on launch, new weapons, new maps, maybe a new battle pass, maybe some Warzone updates as well, and it's just something that goes exactly like how the last 6 of them have. Now, that might be one thing that happens, but maybe the second option is that it's a condensed Season 7, in which all of that happens that we just mentioned, a full-on launch, new weapons, new maps, maybe a shorter battle pass, but it's shorter because of that integration leading up to December 10th. Because right now, again, we're only a couple of weeks away from when everything is going to be one universal progressive system with this, where Black Ops Cold War, Warzone, Modern Warfare all count towards one singular rank, and you have things that can go back and forth between each of those pieces, with Warzone being the centerpiece of that. That's also possible, but I also wonder if the third and final option here for this is if nothing happens immediately, that we have this timer go down and that's the end of Season 6. Maybe that battle pass still lingers and you can still make progress towards it, but we don't have anything new until Season 1 of Black Ops Cold War when that refresh happens and the integration kicks in there. Right now, it's still relatively up in the air for exactly what this will entail across all 3 games. It is said that Black Ops Cold War and Warzone will progress that battle pass for Black Ops Cold War, but if that means Modern Warfare is just kind of left out in the cold, we don't exactly know. So it is possible that maybe we see this stuff introduced into Modern Warfare at the same time as those, so that all 3 titles get some support. But it would just be weird to see some sort of dead period from now until the 10th. So maybe we do see 1 or 2 weapons drop just out of the blue. Maybe it is something that it continues on like Operation Dark Divide has within Black Ops 4, but we get some new content drops here and there of new weapons, maybe a map or so as post-launch support keeps going on. It's just a very weird situation to now see, given that we haven't seen anything really give any answers up until this point. So right now, Season 7 is still a mystery. We don't have anything officially clarifying if it will or will not happen, but we will know very shortly, given that, again, the timer for this is running out as of tomorrow. But all time will tell here with this, of course. Maybe as of tomorrow, we do have an update to which, if that's the case, we'll keep you up to date with everything you need to know of what changed in Modern Warfare and Warzone. And of course, we also do have some content coming as of this week for Black Ops Cold War within the Nuketown update. So definitely, regardless of if we have a Season 7 or not, there's going to be some stuff to talk about here within Call of Duty if you're a fan of any of this stuff. So stick it here on the channel and we'll keep you up to date with all of it. But that's where we're at here with this. I wanted to have a casual conversation about the prospect of Season 7 because There's just so many variables, I think, right now that I don't know truly what to think at this point, but I'm curious to see what happens. So that's where we're at here with this. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to drop a like down below. Of course, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments as well. If you are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss a single thing. We're getting all things Black Ops Cold War, Warzone, and Modern Warfare where applicable. We'll keep you up to date with absolutely all of it. So if you guys are interested in that, hit that subscribe button. But if you guys also want to follow me over on Twitter and Instagram, those are the best places to get connected outside of YouTube. Practically live on both those. If you guys want to strike up a conversation, ask me a question, whatever it may be, that link is down there in the description below. But all that said and out of the way, thank you guys all so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.